Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to the Fae Realm. We have all made it back here around the virtual table to play some more death. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to my fellow wonderful streamers for being here. Y'all are amazing, and I love you.
Aw, we love you too.
Ah. Even if you do annoy me to pieces sometimes. But isn't that love? Isn't that real love?
Okay.
She's talking about me.
Am I?
Just depends on the day. Sometimes it's me too.
Yep.
We all annoy Red is the thing.
I'm easy to annoy. That's the real problem.
Okay, instructions received. Be more annoying.
But thank you.
Chris
also.
is the least annoying person ever.
Truly though, like the
I don't
closest
like
to
bothering people.
the closest to annoying is when you go off on like a fighting game tangent, and then it's like, no, I don't know anything about what you're talking about, but I'm interested. Yeah, that's fair, Knitting Daddy. He says if I'm not picking on you, it means I don't love you. Valid.
It's my greatest offense.
So let's get into talking about Guilty Gear and how.
Adam, over to you.
Speaking
tell
of
me when a good time.
Speaking of hitting because I love, you're about to meet Wilfred Godefroy.
Oh no! Why? I said in the Discord that's okay. Continue.
You said that you hoped it wasn't him.
I said I hope. This is what I get for hoping.
Hope is a dangerous tool.
Last time in Mordent, I was possessed after I entered back into my homeland, and I tried to fight against a bunch of spirit dog thing. I meet my mother, and she is in a tree, and she is tree woman spirit. And then we go into house, and there we fight against many things. And then we approach door, and door open and attack me, and I am now here.
Mark one off for the Tania bingo, though I snorted.
At least you called yourself out on it.
I muted myself because guys.
12 out of 10. 12 out of 10 recap, Adam. Well done.
Oh my god, my face hurts already.
Yes.
I wish we'd gotten these for all of our characters now.
Well, it just depends on how many of you would like to get possessed. Because this can definitely happen.
Oh boy.
Just don't think I haven't thought about it. So, you are looking at Yi-Ling as she has been, in fact, possessed with a spirit, whose final words before we ended last session were, "Let us talk." Okay, so that is Yi-Ling speaking and looking at all of you with a manner and a let's say vibe that is not like Yi-Ling. It's fine that she's gone because she's not here right now. She's locked deep within her subconscious at the moment.
Take a message. Yi-Ling will be right back. Ooh.
Possessed Yi-Ling.
All right.
For those playing the home game, Yi-Ling, Tania is wearing a masquerade mask.
Masquerade. Paper faces on parade.
Masquerade. Your falsetto's not bad.
To web.
Everyone knows this one by heart.
Are you okay, Dane?
Listen, say what you want about Andrew Lloyd Webber. There's much to say, but the tunes are catchy. They get in your head like worms.
Oh, I love
Like
Andrew Lloyd
brain
Webber.
worms.
I have at least 2 or 3 of his musicals memorized.
They probably get in through the fluoride, I'm guessing.
Stop. I see what you're doing, and stop.
Well, let's just say you're lucky I'm doing the Yi-Ling voice for Godefroy, because I had a different idea last week. And then I thought, well, maybe I should save that for another time. Maybe like Orcus, right? Like, that might be better.
Well,
So,
Drausken is going to turn around.
yes.
He is going to stare daggers at Yi-Ling.
Oh, so now I
Get
have your
The
attention.
hell out of her head.
No. No, I don't think I will. But by all means, feel free to attack. I'm sure that there is no way that I can defeat you in combat. Look at this frame. Barely any points in wisdom. Okay, it doesn't really say that.
You can't just talk about a girl's wisdom like that.
Okay,
Can't just
just
look at a
because the
girl's
fighter
stat sheet.
barbarian has a higher wisdom than the monk doesn't mean you have to rub it in.
Wow.
Why did this person dump all of their points into Constitution?
I'm gonna come down carefully to be opposite Yi-Ling. And who are we speaking with?
My name is Lord Wilfred Godefroy. But right now I am your friend, whoever this is.
No, you remain yourself, regardless of which vessel you may be in. Do not mistake the two.
So you define personhood by spirit. That is good. That will help us as we move forward in our discussion. So, what are you doing here? In my house?
Well, we came to say hello, and then we're chivied around by some very interesting dogs.
Yes. You know, I am not the first person to employ dogs for the protection of my house.
No,
It is
of course
common
not.
practice against intruders, which you are. But you seem well too equipped to be simple burglars. Stop using telepathy with your fingers.
Why don't you come down here on your own? Wouldn't it be more proper for the host to greet his guests in person?
No. No, I'm not going to do that, at least not yet. Unless you have some way to really help me with my problem.
And what problem would that be?
You first. Why are you here?
To see you, as it happens.
You could have knocked.
Well, it was a little challenging to do so when we were being bitten at by heads on a tree.
Okay. You know, very well. I'll take that one. I'd accept. Very well. So you're here for me. What can the lord of the house do for you?
We are seeking to learn more of these fair lands that we find ourselves in. As I'm sure you may gather, we are strangers in a strange land.
Hmm.
And you
Let's
seem
see.
to
Do
be
I have any
well-informed.
weapons on me? Oh, yes. It looks like I've got the knife right here. Great. Great. I'm sure that your friend won't mind. Tell me why you're here.
Are you calling me a liar, my lord?
Here we go.
Drausken is going to leap forward and
Okay.
attempt to grapple Yi-Ling.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Let me open up my character sheet.
Ugh.
We do have a couple of inspiration bits if you would like to use it, just saying.
Kind of feel like I would.
Go for it.
Don't know that
My
it's going to
character
help.
sheet. Great.
Oh,
Oh, this body is surprisingly fast.
Rude.
All right. I prefer to do this that way after all. Roll initiative.
Shit.
Do I? Do I do anything?
Oh, no, I got it. Don't worry.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You can go you can go grab a drink.
Yeah, go grab a
take
drink.
a snack.
Well, I have my water right here. I've never worn this mask before, though, so that's fun.
Masks are always really interesting.
It is a cheap plastic one from Walgreens, but you know,
Hmm.
it's fine. Or CVS or somewhere.
Okay. Let's see. Where's Drausken? We're going to move you right here.
Ooh, I might actually have a better one, but
All right. You have the first turn. You have used your action and 10 feet of movement.
Okay. Then I'm going to shield bash,
Okay.
if I may.
Very good.
Not 20.
Ow.
Not even going to roll it. I assume you're doing a knockdown?
Yes.
Okay. Oof. How could you do this to me? How can you attack me? Stop!
Oh, that's certainly not Yi-Ling.
Ah. True. Lynn.
With that advantage there, I am going to step up to the fallen Yi-Ling.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to lean over and I'm going to say, we are here to prune the weeds from my lady's garden.
All right. I'm not sure what that means.
You will.
Ooh.
I reach for one of
Okay.
my talismans and I stick it on Yi-Ling's forehead and I put forth the energy to purge this evil spirit from her body. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, target has advantage on any new save throw against the relevant effect.
Okay. Excellent. I'll let you know when they get a saving throw. Why is this piece of paper uncomfortable? I don't like this. All right. Yi-Ling pops up on her turn, unless she had something else.
I think I'll take the opportunity to go ahead and step back. If she wants to take an attack of opportunity, she's doing so at disadvantage.
Yeah, she's not going to.
Okay.
All right. All right, she draws the glaive, spins it around a few times, and let's see. We are going to, I guess, attack Drausken with a nat 1, baby. All right.
Yi-Ling's fighting back in there.
Classic
Yeah.
Tanya rolling.
Hold on, I'm getting used to this body. One more time. There we
Holy
go.
shit!
Classic Tanya rolling.
Fair enough. Fair enough. For listeners, that went from a nat 1 to a nat 20. Maker's mercy.
Hey, y'all got any of that no crit stuff?
Oh, yes, I do.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Call.
Prevent 4 damage.
Thank you for the reminder, and I will use the Sentinel at Death's Door as a raven flies into Yi-Ling's face, distracting her.
I appreciate that.
All right. Take 4 HP back. Let's see. Flurry of blows. Oh my god.
That one again.
Okay. So she does all of that. Okay. Still getting used to it. Okay. No, I'm ready this time. Loraphyra.
Good. I hope that you are. And I'm going to come up over here so that I can look at Yi-Ling in the eyes and say, you are stronger than you think you are. Fight back. That is your body. And then I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Interesting. Okay. Monks are strength and dex? Figures. Okay. So stupid. All right. Okay. It looks like I am held.
You rolled a 14 and my DC is a 15. So at least for right now, Yi-Ling is held in place.
Okay. Oh.
Mostly because I don't want him using her body to hurt herself or us. And I'm going to keep myself clear up here just in case he's able to call in some reinforcements to attack me to try to drop concentration. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. Drausken. You can auto crit now if you want.
Cool. Drausken kind of just looks at Yi-Ling, drops sword and shield, and just wraps his hands around her neck.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, young one. This is for the best.
Sheesh. Okay. All right. You reach out and choke you choke Yi-Ling. Okay. Let's see. Yi-Ling's con save or con bonus is 3. All right. Here we go. All right, Lynn.
You haven't the nerve to even respect those that you take, then I invite you to leave.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
With the second talisman, she is going to try to force whatever affliction is on her out of her body with a dispel magic.
All right. You break hold person. Well done.
Yep.
What? Hold on.
Any spell
Any spell
of third level
of
or
third
lower.
level.
But I will also let you make a caster check. And since you did the protection spell before,
Ooh.
I'll let you have advantage on the check.
You can do it.
I believe
Make
in
this happen.
you.
20 plus 7 at advantage. That's looking pretty good.
25 is
Okay.
solid.
That's really solid. Yeah, you rolled very high. So, anywho, the hold stops. She's like, and then Yi-Ling says,
It's all you, girl.
"You're being choked by Drausken."
Please stop.
He doesn't.
Nice.
Valid.
Anything else, Len?
That's my action for the turn. Do I know that it's worked?
I would say you do not know if it has worked. I'll tell you what. I'll give you an insight. You can roll an insight check
He
to
was
see.
like tapping on Drausken's arm.
Nope.
Oh no!
Ow.
All right, your hat dipped just a little bit lower, and you didn't see her face. All right, Yi-Ling.
She's a monk. I think she'd know pressure points. She
Oh.
would just like to hit one to make Drausken's arms like lose their strength for just a moment so she can pull away.
I will let you make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
And let's see. Drausken, you give us athletics, please.
Okay.
Okay, so you bring a hand up and pinch him in a couple of key places, striking his arm. It goes slightly numb, and then you hit the arm upwards, causing it to release.
It's me. It's me, please stop. She just has her hand up in front of her.
Okay, you still have movement and a bonus action.
Is that a table behind me or a desk or something?
It is an armoire.
Oh, okay. Well, I think she'll just stagger back against it and just
Put her hands up
drop,
defensively.
drop her glaive and or if she already dropped it. Yeah, she'll just keep warding off Drausken.
Okay, Loraphyra.
May I make an insight check to see that this is Yi-Ling actually back? I'm triggered in that direction because she's saying please, and the asshole who took over her body does not feel like someone who would say please, ever. It's a 19.
You are quite convinced. Either this is the most amazing performance ever, but as a cleric of the grave, you definitely feel the sense of a dead spirit leaving this body.
Okay.
And there is only one spirit remaining at the moment.
And that is a very living spirit. Okay, I'm going to... I want to get in between them and, like, shoulder between Yi-Ling and Drausken and, like, just get in Drausken's way. And say,
Okay.
It's her. It's actually her.
Yes.
Drausken.
Stand down.
So in that instant that Loraphyra is trying to get in, Drausken's gonna like slam shoulder to try and knock her away and maintain some kind of pin against Yi-Ling. But as Loraphyra starts talking, like, no, that's her, stand down, he'll kind of... You'd better be very sure about this.
I know when a spirit is in the body that it belongs in.
And Drausken's going to take a step back and scoot the glaive away from Yi-Ling with his foot.
Well done, Lynn.
Yes. Thank you very much. Are you sure you're an old man? Because that is quite a grip.
Okay, it's her. He'll reach down and hand the glaive back to Yi-Ling.
She'll just use it to sort of like steady herself. I'm very sorry. Apparently I have no natural defense against that.
It's all right. I apologize. You're going to have bruising here.
You only did what you had to do. I understand.
They've greatly underestimated what hold Lord Godefroy has over this manor and its inhabitants. It won't happen again.
Can you prevent it?
Hold on to that talisman. I'll concentrate as long as I can.
It's equally likely he'll try to target one of the rest of us next.
Well then, we should get a move on so that we can discover what his lie is and be prepared the next time. But everyone keep an eye on your minds. As
Each other.
Yes. As paranoid as we are about physical attacks, we must be ready to handle mental attacks as well.
That he could strike at us from any moment in any room, no matter where we are, speaks of this place that we are. There's nowhere here where we're safe.
Well, maybe that is why Mother sent us to free as many as we could. Maybe that lessens his power somehow.
I think it may. Lynn, do you have any sort of salve tone to help her throat?
We'll be all right in a moment, I'm sure.
Loraphyra just pins you with a look.
I'll warm some tea.
Thank you.
Shall we get the move on then?
Yes, I think we must.
Right.
So
After you, Drausken.
I'm going to take a moment and look around the room that we're in. I don't remember if we saw anything in particular here or if we didn't have time because Yi-Ling got possessed.
You had spoken to two spirits. One was Father Elias, and one was Lady Celeste.
That was it. Thank you. It's been a long month since last week.
Although there was stuff hidden in Maggie's room, so there might be some sort of compartment here. I think Yi-Ling remembers that maybe she'll be like, might be something hidden, and we'll like tap on the floor to see if she can find like a hollow spot.
I'll join with a quick investigation.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Investigation. Hey.
Nice.
Okay. You do find, I mentioned the armoire before. You do find some regionally appropriate clothing, both for men and women. And you surmise that some of these may have belonged to the two spirits that were here, but there is also the dress for a young girl. So there's quite a variety. In addition, you find some other sort of clothes and knickknacks and junk, more or less, that would help if one were to want to blend in as a person of Mordent. But as far as a hidden stash goes, you are fairly certain there is not one in this room.
All right. Well, then.
All right.
Onward.
Indeed. So, in the next room, we have south and we have east rooms.
Loraphyra, we should reconsider our priorities.
Oh?
Our plan was to go room to room and see what spirits we can liberate that we might strip Godfrey of his power, but the longer we take, the more we leave ourselves vulnerable to his influence.
This is true. However, I'm trying to remember what we were told about that room that was locked off. It was like cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys were marking it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm not over there right now, so I can't see what I wrote.
Right.
Here's the issue with that, Lynn. As with all of the others, we need to find out what the lie is. We cannot just march into a sanctuary, whatever it is, and provide a beatdown. If we do so, he will just come back. I do think that going room to room and liberating as many spirits as possible will reduce his power and give us more insight. But I am wholly ready to be proven incorrect if you think otherwise.
Is Yi-Ling aware of the things Godfrey was saying while she was possessed?
Nope.
Okay, never mind then. Sorry. Go ahead.
I am as much a stranger in these lands as you are. I defer to your judgment.
I'm also a stranger here, so Yi-Ling, what do you think?
Maybe Mother gave us a task, and I mean, unless you know how to get through the cursed door, I think that really is going to be our only way forward until we find out more.
I mean, it is not impossible to break curses or to take the brunt of them as necessary, but I think that is a last resort. I do think that we need more information, and I believe that information is here.
Maybe if we concentrate on trying to find his wife and daughter, that might help us the most, since they are the ones who, well, their murder started all this, I think.
Well, the upstairs of a manor tends to be where the master bedroom is, and the rooms of any children that belong to the house. So I think we're going in the right direction.
The cursed door across the hall from what appears to be a mistress's chamber probably is of someone of importance.
I suspect as much, yes.
The question is he the kind of asshole that would board his daughter there, or his wife?
Both.
Or perhaps it's neither. A private study of some variety. Personal room, so that he's in close proximity.
That does seem
Little we
most
know of
likely.
him so far. What little we know of him so far is that he has no respect for his possessions, or what he regards as his possessions.
And that would include his wife and child.
Well, unfortunately, if the consensus is that we continue to spend our time in this manner, at the very least, we should probably spend our time in action instead of conversation.
Agreed. So, south or east?
The door is already open to the east.
Take a look then.
Let's go.
As Yi-Ling goes by, Drausken's going to kind of gently grab her shoulder. I'm sorry. He meant to make you hurt yourself.
There are no apologies needed. You did what you needed to do.
Still,
Have all my limbs intact, so you succeeded. And I am grateful.
very well then. All the same.
Well, perhaps we need a word in case I get possessed again. Or someone else does.
Okay, you move back into the room where you spoke with a child who had accidentally destroyed a chandelier while reenacting a hero from a book he had read. And Lord Godefroy forced him to repair it before he could leave. Of course, the boy could not touch the chandelier, so that made that quite difficult.
Did I catch that last thing that Yi-Ling said about wanting to have a word in case any of us are possessed?
You got elf ears, yeah.
Like, lost one of your elf ears here. That's actually quite appropriate because Loraphyra will look at them. May I suggest Arvandor as our code word for I am myself?
The spirit knew how to fight with Yi-Ling's weapon. There's nothing that says that he wouldn't be able to also grab a code word, or that he's not listening to us right now.
Very well.
Well, maybe he has muscle memory, but not actual memories, so we can each say the name of our ravens, which I don't think any of us have said out loud yet, so.
Well enough.
Doors there. Let's go take a look. It is glowy in this room.
So shiny.
Get out of the way. Turn order.
Those
Some kind
flowers? Like plants?
of laboratory or something?
Are those candles?
Yes,
So-
those are small candles.
Drausken is 100% not going to let Yi-Ling go in first.
Oh, well.
Valid.
Like, when she tries to move by him, he sort of just like,
Yanks her back.
and then steps in.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
And he's kind of describing the room as he steps in. Books on a table, candles about, some kind of weird lighting, and... Is this old man a spirit floating there?
Yes.
Stops, looks up. There is an older spirit here.
Does he mean to harm us?
One could say the same about you.
Well, I'm still stuck in this old bag of bones for now.
Enjoy it while it lasts. And death can be so very long.
There's sort of like a sideways glance cast in the direction of the rest of the group.
Regardless, intruders, welcome to my study.
How do you?
But we've already been so close.
Oh. What?
I am the lord of this manor.
Just levels her glaive.
Huh.
You take on a different manner when you're deprived of the flesh.
So do all beings, I suppose. Though in life, I was rarely deprived of it. So, you possess powerful magics. I am impressed.
We do our
I
best.
wonder, now that you feel that you have an advantage, if you will be more forthcoming about your design in coming here.
Come to free these souls.
Oh, by all means. Please. Please do.
You'll just let them go, just like that.
They are my curse. I cannot get rid of them. No matter how I have tried, every effort I have taken has only made it worse.
Did that begin with your family members?
Quite the assumption, and a bit forward, but not incorrect. My father... he offended me greatly, and his offenses outstripped what honor he derived from performing his duties as a father. At last, my frustrations with him grew too severe, so I deprived him of flesh.
And then
More agreeable now than... Oh, go ahead. You seem more agreeable now than you were just moments ago. Why did you try to stop us?
I did not know who you were, and I thought little of you. But upon looking through the mind of your Yi-Ling, I believe the name is, and after fighting you briefly, and then being assaulted by the magics that you contain, well, I realized you are not common burglars. You are not even common crusaders. You are very strange, but perhaps very adept. And so, I think you might be of use.
you mentioned a problem that you were having.
I am beset by spirits in this house, within and without. I seek peace. Remove them forever. And, I shall reward you.
I am led to believe that you know something about the state of this place. About the departed who never leave.
They haunt me endlessly. torment me day, night. And for a spirit who does not sleep, that is a long time.
What do
All
they
of them complain of the various wrongs that's been done to them. They condemn me with their judgmental voices, forgetting their very place to which they owe their lord in the first.
And I'm to believe that this state of suspension is also your doing?
My doing. That is high praise, and to be expected, perhaps, but ignorant, ultimately. No, even I, despite my power and my rights, could not bring to pass anything like this. At least, not intentionally. Tell me, you are magically gifted, but are any of you particularly learned? Do you have books and universities from where you hail, or is war all you know? Are you all stricken with dumb?
I read on occasion, but the majority of what I know comes from experience.
So that's a no.
Where
Gardner,
I live, there are no universities.
I'm a gardener. The breadth of my knowledge is in the realm of plants and botany and medicines.
Well,
taught to
seeing
me by
as
my
I
father
am
and
not a
mother before
tree
me.
or dirt, I suppose that is useless.
Well, I suppose I've read a book or two in my day. However, if you're as judgmental and condescending about the contents of my library as if you've been about my comrades, I doubt I have much more to offer you. Particularly as most of mine have been histories of my world, not this.
Oh, and what is the name of the world you come from? Is it, Big Noseland, perhaps?
Oh, cutting. Surely I'll never recover from
Perhaps
such a slight.
Schnozzington. That must be it. In Australia.
Okay,
Been
that's
here.
a good one.
I just came up with that.
You have been here so long. Has it never once occurred to you that perhaps you would not be so haunted if you, don't know, grew a conscience, learned to apologize for the wrongs you have done everyone?
Well, I see you've read children's books.
Making amends is for everyone, not just children.
And then we became friends, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end. You just skipped the rest of it, didn't you? Oh my.
No wonder
Well,
you
the
are
last
tormented.
time I made amends with a noble, it was the end of a pike.
And that must have been quite punctuative.
Indeed.
My lord, you are witty, but I do not think that you are wise. We are people who are here with significant power, well armed and armamented, and yet you antagonize us. We are not
Excellent.
we are not your subjects. We do not answer to you. The worst that we are is intruders. So
Indeed.
if you want our help, perhaps lose the attitude.
Well, I have yet to know whether or not you have something to offer.
Clearly we do. We were able to drive you from our friend's body.
A temporary thing.
More importantly, it seems that you're unable to get rid of these spirits in your house, whereas we are.
Indeed. But can you get rid of them? I mean, for good.
I guess we don't know.
There have
They
been...
seem to be released from whatever was holding them here in the first place. Has such an event befallen them in your recollection?
Yes, I have had do-gooder types come from outside of the mists surrounding this domain, and they have said some nice things and helped the boy fix the chandelier and so on and so forth. But in time, they all return.
Such a
If only it
cyclical
were...
nature does seem to be intrinsic to your Mordent here.
Racism, I approve.
It was an observation.
It is an
Leave
observation.
it to a noble to assume some type of bigotry.
It is an observation about the rules of the realm, not the people therein.
I was trying to be coy. I should have known you would smell me out. Because you have a big nose. That's the joke.
Yes, I got that.
Oh, okay. All right.
The joke grows as old as week-old fish.
Goodness, was that a joke too? Can I not get any rest around here?
Now you're beginning to understand my plight.
So, that what we have done could be undone yet still, and you're seeking a more permanent solution. Do you have any inclinations as to how that may be achieved, or are you simply here to beg a favor of us, hoping that we might stumble upon the answer?
Quite presumptuous to think I would beg a favor of you. You are free to go now. Perhaps our business can conclude. I asked if you were learned, because I do have a method by which perhaps all of this can come to an end. But perhaps where academia fails, the arcane may succeed.
I have a hand in the practice of rituals.
As do I.
As did the man across the hall, but I'm assuming that that's not particularly important to this.
Well, to put it very simply, as you can tell, I am a spirit. That I am trapped. I am kept here in this land, Mordent. I can leave the house when I choose to. Sometimes I can even take on flesh when I desire the flesh. But otherwise, I cannot pass on. There is no peace.
Is that what you wish? To be released, so that your spirit may move on to whatever may come beyond?
I desire nothing more. If you could make that happen, I would even take back an insult.
High praise.
I would not ask such a favor of one such as you.
Finally, some decorum, even if it is done in sarcasm.
I've kissed as many noble asses as I've kicked.
Your lips did smell, I thought.
It's difficult. Nobles, they can't even wipe their own without a servant around.
It's true. It's true. I quite forgot how. It's just so much more convenient to have someone to do that, you know?
Then let us speak plain. You require our hands to do the work you need to lift whatever curse is on this place. You have knowledge in part that may expedite our means to do so.
Yes.
In this, we have a common goal.
Good. Now, what can you do?
Hmm. Banishment of spirits was not my particular purview.
I figured.
And yet we have recently learned something to that effect.
All the same, we have unmade greater magics.
True.
If you could tell us more about the curse that holds this entire realm, we might work to undo it.
I do not understand the nature of the curse, but I perhaps know a place to start. Here. I will lift the curse on the door that is to the west of here. In it you will see some mechanical apertures. With it you may perhaps glean something that I and the alchemists, and even Van Richten himself, could not understand. With your wisdom.
Is he about, Van Richten?
He is not here, but I am sure he is in Mordent someplace.
Yes, beginning over there would be quite useful.
Well, then let us see to this study. If there's anything we might glean, it'll be a mark towards progress at the very least.
And if we have further questions, we will return here to ask them.
I will see you then.
Then
Yi-Ling. Yi-Ling.
Yes.
Did you enjoy my company?
I don't think anyone enjoys your company.
You know, you only need to allow me back in if you want.
I will never want that.
I could sense the emptiness, the loneliness within you. You're still a child in so many ways. You yearn for parentage, even at your age. I could be your father, if you like.
I have a father, and you will never measure up to him. I think you will be stuck with your own loneliness for as long as you exist.
Come now, Yi-Ling. Let's not antagonize our ally. Lord Godefroy, good day.
Goodbye, allies. Goodbye, Yi-Ling.
Leaves that a word.
So, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Of
How much
the
do we hate him?
yeah,
100%!
of the three dreadlords, who's the worst?
This motherfucker. It's because he's
Not
a
gonna lie.
real person. You know people like this exist. This is
Yeah.
why, like, Gaston and Frollo are the worst Disney villains. It's the real.
Yeah, and
Why
and Mother
Umbridge is
Godfrey.
worse than Voldemort.
Right, because you know someone like her,
Yeah. Yeah.
as opposed to the
I
kind
was-
of unknowable of the Empress.
I was confident that you had something in your pocket that was going to outdo Mother.
Mother was pretty bad. Mother was pretty awful, but this is
It was a
something
matter
else.
of when rather than if.
But you kind of love to hate Mother, you know?
Yeah, she's awful in a way that you can enjoy. This is just
She was a villain.
He's just the
Yeah.
worst. He's
Yeah.
just the worst.
this is some strong grapey vibes.
Yeah. So, if I made you all feel uncomfortable, I apologize / thank you.
Oh, don't worry. There was no need for an X card.
Okay.
At least not in my book.
All right, I'll keep
It's
working.
okay because we're gonna destroy him. So you know.
Nice.
I'm sure there's some more torment waiting for him when he finally moves on. So I know. Punishment is bad for the dead, but still. I feel like he deserves it. Anyway, Yi-Ling just sorts of marches right to the cursed door. She's done with this nonsense.
You can hear the mechanism within the door unlocking. The curse energy is faded already.
She does wait for her companions, though. Or she just marches in.
Drausken and Loraphyra are having a moment trying to decide how to murder this guy before they leave. They're just like, but if we hit him really, really hard, will that would do it, right?
I mean, with the verbal barbs currently at a standstill, Loraphyra does want to take a moment to kind of get a read in this room specifically, since this seems to be where he hangs out, and just, I mean, I guess I'm looking for, as the kids say, a vibe check. Just trying to get a sense as a grave cleric of anything that I can get a hook into if I need to at some point.
Okay. Roll me a check and I'll tell you what happens.
Do you have a particular one in mind?
Yes, I have a few.
Okay.
But I want to know what you're going for.
I think that I'm the strongest one I think the one that I think most of is insight. I'm trying to get insight into him because he is the denizen of this room specifically. Like, this seems to be his home territory. And also the feel of the weave in this room.
Go ahead.
13.
You know that for a while he could have seen all of you. After the possession, he could have floated over to speak with you. He chose not to. He chose to stay in here. Why? You can't tell from that, but you do get the sense that he intentionally was in here. And not without.
He was testing us and then came to this place that was so close to where we were. Interesting. All right, I'm going to glance at Drausken, and then, knowing he's not going to let me be the last one out of the room, step out and then wait for him in the next room.
Drausken will follow. Although, as he makes it to the door, he will turn around.
By the way, my lord, if you ever touch my companions again, I will find a way to make your suffering truly exquisite before the end. Good day.
I have a different... He closed the door.
Slam.
Last word.
He's like...
Talk to the door. Drausken ain't listening.
He's different than the others. He knows this is a domain.
Aye.
That's different. And may already be a step in the right direction. But I wonder if such knowledge has inoculated him.
Possible. But did the people of Darkon know it was a domain? It seems that there was a power struggle for position.
Some did, from what I understand.
Those of us in Falkovnia, at the upper echelons, also had a similar inkling.
Well, I suppose we shall see what we shall see then. And she'll head off to that door again, unless Drausken has anything else he wants to say.
No, he kind of follows alongside her the remainder of the way.
Apologies for the wait.
No, I just in there any longer with him. So
I apologize if I spoke out of turn. It seems in spite of myself, I'm not yet shaken the habit of placating lords.
probably better than I did in antagonizing him, but he's the worst sort of person.
Oh yes, I've butchered dozens of lords like him.
I mean, it feels so clear to me that it is his hubris that keeps him here, and yet he has not attempted to do anything about that, despite how much he wants to be free.
We also don't know with absolute certainty that he is the Dreadlord. You yourself didn't know that was even a thing. We have a strong inclination towards that effect, but there is still so much about this realm that we don't understand.
Even he seemed unapprised of the curse hanging over this place. Something to which, by your account, has existed long before him.
Mm-hmm. And that is why I believe very strongly that he is the Dreadlord, because of what we were told about the thing that was unleashed that has given him tremendous power. That is something of a hallmark of the Dreadlords and ladies.
Unless that's the Dreadlord.
And the Dread non-binary pals.
Indeed. and the Dread non-binary monarchs.
Unfortunately, we won't come to any conclusions standing in this room.
No, but we do have a little bit of breathing room.
Do we?
Do we not?
We don't know.
We don't know anything, Drausken. Except that.
Then let me test if our Lord will keep his word. I reach for the door.
Drausken lets her open the door, but he kind of like visibly winces.
I think steps forward, but then waits for Drausken. Because knowing he doesn't ever want her to go.
Go on, go on.
Alright.
He'll come up to the door behind you, but
Like
we would be ill-mannered guests if we cast such distrust on the word of our host.
As if I care what he thinks at all. It looks like everything's covered in sheets.
In dust cloths.
Yeah, just starts pulling things off carefully. Like, she's not like angrily doing it, but.
So yeah, you see some old furniture and stuff, at least from the outlines of the sheets. But then you notice that everything is actually quite specialized. There are strange filaments and tubes connected to the various apertures. They all seem disconnected from where they had previously been, and most of it is just very strange to you. But it goes beyond normal furniture. Save, there are a few items that don't seem to belong, including a small rocking chair. And well, not a rocking chair, a rocking horse, and a medium-sized rocking chair with a heart carved in the back. And there is a couple of painted cameos, each showing a woman, one being adult and one being a child, the child being a bit younger. There's also another torn painting of a man dressed in finery that smells vaguely of piss. Now, to glean additional information, give me a investigation roll.
Not one for a 5.
Loraphyra turns suddenly, bumps her head into something.
6. I'm very good at investigation, because I'm so wise. Oh man.
Wow. This
All
is
right, Lynn.
not a good investigation day for us.
So-
5, 6,
Drausken
7.
sees the rocking chair and just can't resist. He goes and takes a sit.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
It's a really comfortable rocking chair.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Would anyone mind if I use a Deadpool point to try
Go
to
right
reroll? I think I
ahead.
have the highest
We all
investigation.
Oh man.
Oh, stars.
4 people rolled. The highest was a 10. That's not great.
It was
Yeah.
11.
There's a 12. There's a
Or
12.
12, yeah.
That's
Well, yeah,
plus
but
2.
the die roll was a 10,
Ah.
Right.
which means there we
Jeez
go.
Louise.
There's
That's
the nat
how you
20.
do it.
Stars
20.
and stones.
There we go. Thank you,
Extremes and nothing in between.
Fleek, for all your help.
Yes, thank you, Duke Fleek.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, now here's the thing. There is no reason academically why you would understand what this is.
Mhm.
However, you sort of resenting his implication that you're uneducated and pushing to sort of prove your worth. You try to look at this thing through the eyes of a cleric, as particularly a grave cleric. And you begin to imagine what it might do. And when you begin to take the various parts and connect them, you notice that everything connects to this piece here, which sort of looks like a piano with the rollover top. And you realize that there is seating that is connected to this. There's a table. There is a megaphone. There is other things which you cannot really describe because you've never been confronted with them. But this apparatus has something to do with the sundering of body and soul, and perhaps to a very elementary level, the attempt to connect and remix one body to another. There are things here reminiscent of things a necromancer could use to reanimate or clone flesh. But it takes a more non-magical approach, which begins to go beyond what you can understand.
Okay. I will explain what I understand to the crew. It feels a little bit like this may have been something that he was using to bind someone's soul back to a body. You can certainly cut body from spirit, or cut body from soul here. And that is in many ways easier. Destruction is easier than creation, after all.
Attempting to undo a mistake he made.
Try to live again, maybe?
I don't know if this was for him, or if this was for his wife and child. Note that in all of the things that he said in there, he said nothing. He talked about killing his father. He did not talk about what happened to his wife and child.
You did not think to press.
I did, but I thought that might antagonize.
And this room seems rife with memoirs of those said family members.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Yi-Ling will go to the rocking horse and use the Raven Queen's gift on it. Dark empathy. Yes, there we go.
You are small and weak. You want to make your father happy. You want to please him. You've been practicing piano for hours and hours, trying to get things just right. Your mother is your ally, but not your protector. She fears as you do. No matter what, you always fall short. He's coming.
It is as we suspect. Wanted perfection from his family, and they could not deliver.
Not much is something I understand.
Regardless, and touching as that sentiment is, the Lord gave us access to this room for a reason. He wanted us to see what was in here and to know. What does it have to teach us? What can we learn to benefit our mission?
I think you have the best understanding of it, Loraphyra. Pardon me, go ahead, Lynn.
Did this device ever work at any point? Did it ever perform what it was intended to do?
You could tell Loraphyra that it was used. And there have been there are points of it which you are pretty sure are broken, ruined, and some parts seem newer than others.
I want to cut my hands over the parts that are next to the parts that seem newer and use dark empathy specifically to look for if there has been, how to phrase this, any interference or anything that was this broken by ghostly hands? Because my immediate thought is that the wife and daughter said absolutely fucking not and broke this so he could do what he wanted to do, what he wanted to do.
The feelings that you get are different.
Okay.
You're a curious fellow. You've always been that way. You've while many other kids played, you studied. You had a bug collection when you were young. Plants dried within pages, endless sketches. You were formally educated. The dusty tomes were your friends. There were a few that shared your interest, your proclivity, your curiosity. Those that you could call peers were few in number, but this request was different. Something beyond anything you had ever done. But the challenge was fascinating. You couldn't resist. You made promises you couldn't really guarantee. Ultimately, it would be your undoing. It would be everyone's undoing. And your eternal shame.
Learned.
The person who built this thought that he could do so much more than he could. Wanted to do so much more than he had the skill to follow up on. The sort of person who always plucks at the strings of the weave, trying to find the right way in. The alchemist that we heard of from Felix, I think.
Do you think that might still be around? As a spirit or otherwise?
I think it is very possible.
You don't think it was Lord Godfrey?
No. No, the feel of that mind was not nobility and arrogance. It was curiosity. It was always wanting to know more and never being satisfied with the answers that they received.
Sounds like half the nobles I've met.
No, it was different.
If there was one thing that Lord Godfrey should have imparted to you, it is that hubris, and which one might consider to be the very opposite of curiosity.
Yes, this is someone who made mistakes and tried to learn from them. Lord Godfrey could not even begin to admit that he made a mistake, let alone learn from it.
Lord Godfrey. More like Lord Godforsaken.
By all of the gods, hopefully.
Yes, well, that's all of us in all of these realms.
We are not.
Why do I get the inkling that the alchemist might be in the basement where the kennels are?
There's only one way to find out.
Yes, I think that there is much here to be learned, but I don't think that we have the right way into it yet. Is it actually a piano?
It probably was one. The shell and some of the inner workings are still there, but it's been completely refitted to do something else. It could not play music anymore.
Sure.
But you think it was at least partly a piano at some point.
So nobody's coming in here to jam out to some toccata and fugue while trying to raise the dead.
My dad used to play that for Halloween every year.
Let us continue exploring as we may. See what else we find, because there's something here, and I'm not quite finding. I don't know enough yet.
Well, there's at least a whole other floor.
And the rest of this one.
I think we've seen most of this one, but we haven't found any stairs, so...
There's
I
a
also
door
forgot to ask Godefroy if he knew anything about the missing gemstone, but I doubt he would have availed that to us.
Don't want to ask him for anything.
I want to talk to that guy. I don't like him.
I mean... yeah! The point of you making him the way he is, right?
Judging by
Trash.
the general size of the house, I think there's only 1 or 2 rooms left up here.
Well then, let's not waste any time.
I think that we should, though, as I think that's a good time to take a break. And before we move on to the next half.
That does seem like a good spot to take a break, so we'll be back very shortly, friends. Get up, stretch, use the bathroom, refill your drinks. We are all going to do exactly the same, and we will see you all very shortly. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to the Fey Realm, where Mordent is not going how any of us expected, I think. We didn't expect to run into a Dreadlord who was like, yeah, no, make it be over, we're done. I wasn't expecting that, but it's a nice change, even as much as I hate his ass.
Yes, indeed. He is the absolute worst so far.
Oh, no!
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, my goal with every proceeding, one is to make you long for Mother Lorinda again, you know? So it's back with the simple times.
Back when we
The only
had
one
the
who-
wild.
But the one that tormented me was the Empress. She, oh my gosh, I needed that to be over.
The real one wasn't the Empress. It was all of those bloody maps.
This is all the maps. Oh my gosh. I've actually got a lot going for Borka right now, but that one's different.
It's
Enjoy
not
Borka.
it's not the same level, but daytime, nighttime, waking, sleeping.
That's right. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot to do. And y'all would like run it around between every floor. Some of you are on this
Splitting the
floor, some of you are on that floor.
party.
You know, I'm like, oh my gosh.
You loved it. Like, I'm getting so much mileage out of these maps.
I know. I'm about to do like the full on, again, not sponsored, could be sponsored, you know. I'm about to do the full on subscription to Cheipeku just to do everything. I mean, they're even making their own VTT now, and
hell yeah!
Like, I'm down for all of that. So I'm just like, okay, if I can one-stop shop all this, that would be fantastic. That would be really fantastic. Anyway, you are not in Borka. You are also not even on a Cheipeku map. This is an incarnate map made by me, which is why it's not as pretty.
Stop that.
That's pretty.
Well, I put the pieces together, so it's made by me, kind of. But the assets are all made by Incarnate. Anyway, you are still exploring in Mordent. You have, as you pointed out, met with the possible Dreadlord, Wilfred Godefroy. And he was just delightful. And he led you to a room with a cursed door and lifted the curse, undid the lock, and allowed you to explore, wherein you discovered an apparatus that had something to do with the sundering of body and spirit. Developed by a very curious fellow who ultimately failed at what he had sought to do. And now you have continued your search through this floor of the mansion. So far, on this floor, you've covered quite a few, but there's a couple more to go. If you wanted to explore everywhere. So, this is the question for you. Do you want to explore the room just to the south of where you are currently, or do you want to go past Lord Godefroy again, as you spied a couple of other doors there as well?
I think I personally, and I think I may speak for a couple of others, would like to not go back into that room, but until we have to. So I think I would like to check out the room to the south first.
The absolute gall of me introducing us to the most insufferable Dark Lord thus far early, and then making him unpunchable.
It's very Persona 5. You have to admit it is very much the asshole gym teacher.
It is with the Kamoshida right now. Yep.
Yeah, they should have saved him for later.
More ways than one.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, maybe they should have saved him for later, but counterpoint, it was a strong hook into the game. You hated him so much that you would do whatever Igor said to make him stop.
So you're telling me if I sign on, I get to punch that guy in the dick? Okay.
You would do whatever Igor said.
Well, no spoilers for those who haven't played the game. No spoilers.
Oh, it's been years.
I don't care.
What's the statute of limitations on spoilers for this channel?
I am still trying not to actually say the spoiler that I know for Persona 4. I know one of the big spoilers. I'm trying not to say it so that people can experience it.
Okay. So, we're gonna go
Kick in the door.
kick in the door.
We're gonna somebody.
All right,
roll,
Shrek.
roll to Shrek.
I think someone just locked the door.
The door does appear to be locked.
The door is locked.
Rude! How dare you say there's a door? We cannot go through it.
He didn't say we couldn't go through it. He said the door is locked.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't usually have problems going through locked doors.
There is that.
Can I really Shrek it?
You can absolutely Shrek it.
Please and excuse me, Lynn. Pardon me.
I'm gonna Shrek it.
I'm gonna Shrek it.
The fact that we've turned
two-
Shrek into a verb.
Verb.
Shrek it, Ralph.
Shrek it, Ralph. Dude,
God
that
damn
would
it.
be a cool DBZ fusion.
No.
Shrek it, Ralph and Shrek.
No.
That would be so OP.
What have I done?
Chris, make it happen. We want to see Shrek it, Ralph.
Why is this my responsibility?
You're the
Because we
artist.
like your art.
You're the artist.
Hey, Adam, you're an artist. You do it.
Mashable's channel.
Yeah, but I'm working on another Raven Queen.
Oh, fair enough. Wait, I see a 24 athletics.
I don't know if I was supposed to roll that or not. I just got excited. You might have wanted an unarmed attack roll or something. I don't know.
All right, to all of your shock, Yi-Ling, in a surprising show of aggression, just straight up punches the door out.
Do you feel better?
A little tiny bit.
Good.
Pardon me, I apologize for breaking your door. Maybe speak to you.
Let's see. Yeah, sorry, just doing a quick thing. No? Oh, no, 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 no. It is no problem at all. Uh, uh, I would say please don't hurt me, but, well,
I did not plan to, unless, of course, you plan to hurt us.
or unless I'm a door. Which, thankfully, I am not.
We met with the Lord of the Manor. It was not pleasant. Apologies.
But I have been known to, on occasion, be adorable.
It's very pleasant to meet you. I'm Yi-Ling. Who are you?
I am Lord. Well, you may call me Alistair.
Yes, what manner of spirit do we see before us?
So he appears to be a noble gentleman, rather thin and wiry, if a little bit skittish, perhaps.
I mean, valid. He did just watch a door explode in front of him.
You was about to say Lord too, but he stopped himself. So I'm like, someone is humble in death.
So this is just the opposite of Lord Godefroy, basically.
Exactly. Look, we love to see it.
So if we take the two extremes and we mash them together, will that make one bearable lord?
Can we stop DBZ fusing people?
No. Speaking
We
of
already went
mash,
too far with the first one.
In D&D, we call that Gestalt, I think.
look, I have two of Meg's Mashables plushies literally within arm's reach on the other side of the monitor.
Do it. Do it.
Fine.
Do it. Probably doesn't even get that reference.
I don't get it, so.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference.
Sorry. Say again.
I said you probably didn't even understand that reference.
What? Do it? Yes, I do.
What is it from?
It's from Star Wars.
Who said it?
The Emperor.
Okay, all right.
Oh, you didn't
Correct.
say what
He was not the emperor at the time. He was
He said it. He said it in two different trilogies. He said it in the original trilogy. Do it, let your hate flow through you. When he was most emphatically the Emperor, and then he did it in the prequels when he was Palpatine. You come into my house.
Turn that right around on you and your pedantry.
I mean, I could pick apart the way that he said it and the particular phrase, but I'm not going to, because she's basically right.
After the game, you can do it.
Yes,
I think Dane feels like Yi-Ling and a door right now.
probably. So this is a cat hog, a cactus and a hedgehog,
Very nice. Very nice.
and a snurtle.
Yep.
So there you go. We have some Mashable friends that are going to come and hang out with me.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
De-escalation.
So I can I help you?
We are looking to help you move on if we can, and perhaps answers to this curse that seems to be keeping everyone here. If you have any to share, we'd be very appreciative.
Well, it's very simple. All I need is... And he disappears. After a few seconds, he reappears. That is my problem.
You can't tell us what you need.
Thus it is. My own personal curse.
Can you talk around it?
Or point at objects?
He points at the destroyed door.
It's something I can put my fist through?
I suppose it would be possible, but not designed for it.
You are a guest of this house and not a family member of the Lord,
correct?
No, that is correct. I was one of his peers, one might say, but the honor of one's house doesn't really matter post-mortem.
I'm glad that you think so.
Are you connected to any other persons, spirits, whatnot in the house?
In this house, no, I'm afraid not. I would very much like to reconnect with any kin I have or had.
You were invited as a guest to the house. What brought you here? What keeps you here?
Well, I knew something, a secret that the Lord wanted to ensure that I would not share.
Was it to do with the fate of his daughter, of his wife and child?
No, it did not have anything to do with that. That would be far too easy.
Does it have to do with his house specifically?
In a manner of speaking.
There was his proclivities.
Ugh, do not speak to me of that man's proclivities. There is no end to the list, and every piece unpleasant.
What did you do in life, Lord Alistair?
Oh, that is an excellent question. I was a counter of monies. And a fine collector of stamps, if I do say so.
You're a bookkeeper?
I
A
mean,
treasurer.
a treasurer, I like that much more. But yes, I was a bookkeeper, yes.
And does this secret have something to do with your skills as a bookkeeper?
Or as a stamp collector?
That would be very specific. No, not as a stamp collector, unfortunately. No, but it does have to do with and then he disappears.
We got close.
Helpful.
That means that we got close.
Found out some secret that maybe had to do with the money?
He reappears. Oh,
Do you know where you go when that happens?
it's difficult to describe. It's very nondescript. There's sort of a floor and air, and it just sort of goes just far as you can see in every direction.
That sounds a little bit like a demiplane created by the banishment spell.
That's just was my next guess.
Yes, very interesting. Unfortunately, probably wholly irrelevant.
Maybe.
I may be catching on to something, though. What might a lord bring a financer to his house for?
Usually to hide his debts.
Or to sort out an inheritance.
Loan.
Well, whatever my purpose was here, financial or not, I suppose that information would be someplace.
Yeah, that was my next thought. I'm gonna look around the room to see if there's anything like A ledger, a letter, anything. Because this guy strikes me as the kind of
Safe.
person. A journal. This guy strikes me as the kind of guy who writes everything down.
The matter of coins is, by profession, meant to be kept in record.
Right. So I would like to have a look around.
And here we go, another scavenger hunt around the haunted mansion like the one for the poor lass next door.
See, somebody wants the big log combat.
Yes, Drausken.
You could go back and just start hitting
Hey,
We
Lord
will venture
Godefroy,
get to the
let's
kennels.
just see if this sticks.
Yeah, but an undead against swords.
Well, while they're busy tearing apart your abode looking for some clues that you left in life, have you ever been freed before? Lord Godefroy led us to believe that some of these spirits have in the past been allowed to escape on a temporary basis.
No, I don't. No, I don't believe so. To my knowledge, I've never seen anyone come in here.
Scared away by a locked door. What a bunch of softies.
Yes, softies. Indeed, I was going to say that. They didn't have a human battering ram.
Well,
Some people just knock, and some people knock.
would that
Out
have
of
worked?
curiosity, did you keep record of this thing that you're not allowed to talk about?
I definitely disappears.
You're tormenting the
Getting
poor
closer.
man.
We don't know to what extent he's allowed to talk about it. And if he can give us a clue that lets us resolve this faster, all the better.
If his disappearance is meant to conceal something, then we might be getting closer after all. After all, if there was no record, why omit him?
Lock him in here, unless he locked himself in.
Well, strictly speaking, if there's nothing to search for, and we spend a great deal of time searching for it because we don't know that, well, you can see where this goes.
The more you chatter on, the longer it will take.
What's in this room, Adam? Uh-oh. Does he hit the wire?
Did you kick the wire? Next time I come out there, I'm coming into your classroom with a whole bunch of like Velcro strips and gaffer tape.
I knew it.
I'm going to solve this problem.
Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, sure.
What's in the room, Adam? We
Do
need
you want us to
roll.
do some investigation checks?
So, yeah, give me an investigation.
15's not bad. Thank you, permanent guidance.
Okay, he pops back in to your reality and goes, "Are you all right?"
Yes, when I was looking under this table, I hit my hand when I came back up.
Oh,
There was the one that I punched the door with. It hurt.
oh, I'm very sorry. Let's see. So, Lynn, you look around quite thoroughly, but you see that this place has been conspicuously picked clean. Even in the drawers and armoires, there's nothing left behind. There's no loose pen or button, a Werther's original, nothing.
He does
Oh,
seem like
very
the kind
good.
of he does seem like the kind of
no.
grandfather who would absolutely have a Werther's or two in his pocket.
Why are you trapped
If
in
the-
this? Oh, go ahead.
If there was documentation, it is no longer in this room. In fact, I don't think this is the kind of room where he conducts his accounting.
No, it's a sitting room of sorts. Which raises the question, what's up there?
Are those stairs up or down?
I think they're down.
You're at the highest floor currently.
Okay.
So
What's
those
down
stairs,
there?
those stairs, right there. Oh, didn't you? Oh, yes, right. You didn't come in this way, did you?
We came through the second floor window from the roof.
Oh, how very agile of you. So, no, that goes down to the first floor.
Are you trapped in this room in particular?
Yes, I am trapped in this room, specifically. I assume, so I cannot go out and tell everyone that Anthony disappears.
Whatever he knows.
I mean, it doesn't seem like they need to lock him in anywhere since he cannot say anything at all. But I don't know.
No,
I
but it
literally
could
know
raise
this.
questions that makes other people come and start looking for answers.
All right. So
Have I heard of a Lord Alistair at all ever?
History. Alistair sounds like a, foppish name enough that it could be.
Local
Probably.
Lord.
It's one of those lord types, who needs them?
as someone who always romances Alistair in Dragon Age Origins, I take exception to that.
Well, even Alistair didn't grow up with any of that stuff, so
No, that's true.
he grew up licking a lamppost in winter.
So he did.
No ideas. Perhaps you might be able to ask someone else.
Yes, I think that we have searched this room as much as we can. So the question is, do we go downstairs and search there, or do we go through the room with Lord Asshole and see what the other doors hold?
I feel like we should go down to the kennels. I feel like better answers there. I think Lynn is right about that.
Also, if it's through his personal study, there's a non-zero chance that those doors might lead to a master bedroom or some other suite, which we're not sure just yet he's going to be keen on letting us walk around.
Alistair pops back in. Oh,
Master Alistair, when you conducted your business in this estate, was there a particular place that you did so?
yes. We would go to his study. What I think was supposed to be a living room, he had repurposed for personal use. Even his family was not allowed in there, as they were,
On the first floor or second floor?
No, on this floor.
Noted. Thank you, Lord Alistair.
You're welcome.
Well, there we have it.
Glad to be of service.
It is well that you, despite your circumstances, remain in high spirits.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm sorry, I won't do it again.
She's a sharp one, isn't she?
Very much so. Well, we will try to discover what it is that's keeping you here. As you are unable to tell us, and this room is not helpful, we will look elsewhere.
I hope that you can somehow unlock this mystery.
As do we.
Yes.
Was that a hint?
I could not possibly tell you whether it was.
He says,
Understood.
nodding. Okay. All right.
Well, there we go again.
Down then?
Right,
Nice.
I'll just be here. In case anybody needs me.
Please make yourself at home.
Could try to follow us. I don't know if it will work though.
Yes, I'll tidy up, I guess.
We will return for you once we have found what mystery links you to this place.
I shall be honored to see you again. All of you again.
Till then.
All right. Down, down, down we go.
Down by the river.
I'm always curious which song will trigger in people's heads when I use particular phrases.
Mine was Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Down to Goblin Town for what it's worth.
That is exactly what I was referencing, but you're also a Lord of the Rings
For what
nut
it's worth?
like I am.
I only saw the Hobbit movies once each because I didn't like them.
Oh, they were terrible. But I'm not referencing the Hobbit movies. I'm referencing the book and occasionally the cartoon.
I haven't listened to audiobooks. So I don't have a song reference for it.
Attercop.
I know Bilbo's Fireside song. All right. Oh, now there's two of us.
So this is where we elected to avoid for fear of retaliations. Perhaps Drausken might whet his steel after all.
I'm not looking to get in a fight. Well, I'm looking to get in a fight. I just don't see a great deal of need to wander around unraveling every mystery in this place, especially knowing that we have the cooperation of a sort of the Dreadlord.
Yes, but he does not know
Well-
how to unravel his own curse. And if wandering around and asking questions is what will tell us how to do so, then it is not time wasted.
Likewise, Drausken did raise an interesting point, and although we have been extracting boons for every spirit we have appeased, this is not the first time that they have been tended to. The chandelier, by Godefroy's account, has fallen multiple times.
Well,
Which means we're not actually freeing anyone as much as Yi-Ling's mother might hope.
Well, it may still help us in the end, and I mean, we know that all of the Dreadlands do reset. Like has been the problem. So maybe for him it's just one long thing, but for everyone else it resets.
that does seem most likely, and it seems to be reset on the same order of time as previous domains. So if that's the case,
you, Loraphyra, surmise that he may even be aware of it.
Oh, he's very aware that he's in a domain. He referenced the borders of the mists. He knows.
That must mean he has some perception of when the realm reverts.
I would think so. But keep in mind, any other people who came through here did not know how to sever the connection with the dark entity as we do.
Well, this just seems like an entrance hall of some sort.
Method remains the same then. We cannot truly remove him until we understand what his secret is.
Exactly.
If he is the Dark Lord.
As Drausken steps down. Oh. Guests. Places. Everyone. And then apparating. There are a series of spirits, each dressed in uniform. And they bow to each of you. Forgive us. Most guests do not enter through the upper floor. It is customary to enter in the front.
You're a little unconventional.
There is something forming from behind you, Drausken. Something from the shadows taking shape.
Apologies, we had a pressing business with the master of the house. He has given us leave to conduct our business in these halls. You needn't worry yourselves on our account.
The creature appears, a hulking, pallid form.
Don't like that. Don't
Looks
like that at all.
much like a monster, but with the body language and bearing of a servant.
Getting like lurch vibes.
Correct.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
There is protocol which must be followed. You may call me Andrio. I am the Lord's butler. Welcome to Griffin Manor. You see, he has given you dispensation to look through the floors.
Yes.
Then that must mean that he believes that you can be of some use to him.
I do think those were the words he used, yes.
Almost precisely the words, yes.
Good. There have been none who have come through these doors who have been able to help him with his projects.
Not even the alchemist?
Oh, the alchemist. What a disappointment that was. Such promise, a great many references had he, but could not rise to the challenge.
Does he yet remain in this house?
I do not believe that that will be of any concern or use to you.
With the project that he was working on, and what I saw of the machinery that he had done, that may be very important indeed in solving your master's problem.
Roll persuasion.
Can I argue for advantage because I know about the machinery, which I'm sure most people haven't gotten to see?
Sure.
Okay, 18.
Nice.
As you have been informed of the apparatus, I will be of further specific assistance. Hidden neath the stairwell is another. Lift the hatch and descend to the kennels below. There lie the spirits of they who disappoint. But you will not disappoint.
We certainly strive not to. Do we need a talisman or anything of the sort to keep any dangers in the kennels from causing us trouble?
That remains to be seen. The kennel master will have to take measure of you. He has a nose for these things, you must understand.
Loraphyra bites back about 3 jokes that would have been more appropriate for the master earlier. Well then, do we have permission to descend and try our worth?
Be my guest. There are a bunch of servants here, but they've done this a lot, so they're more like, be our guest, be our guest. Their service to the test, I guess.
Boy, that's the parody to work with. Stars and Stones. All right. Well, go.
If I may,
Mhm.
barring the kennels, are there any other facilities on this floor that might avail us in our task?
There are other places. The room just behind me contains the soul of one who spent many close years with the Lord and understands his aims as few others do. But the lout is rude indeed, and speaks ill of the Lord.
For shame.
Indeed, for shame. Uncouth, is how I would describe him.
Well, you have been most helpful, good sir. I can see why the master puts you in charge of his household affairs.
Let us hope that you do not come to learn the full breadth of my role.
Duly noted, good sir.
My lady, I wish you luck.
Well, fellows, shall we speak with the uncouth lout, who may be of assistance to us? Or do we want to descend and test our presence against the Hound Master?
There is one other thing I must add. There is the west wing of this floor, and it is quite forbidden.
Well, the Lord did give us permission to tend to the house as necessary for our task, but I suspect he did not mention that because it went without saying.
Quite so.
Well then, we shall endeavor to learn what we may, without intruding where we are not wanted.
Oh, I would not that you would see it that way. But the rule stands regardless.
Hmm. Well, your direction and instruction are most kind. Thank you.
Oh, 'tis my job simply, and my honor.
And you perform it most admirably.
You do me too much kindness.
Give him the slightest bow, more of a head nod, but a deep one. It may be a good idea to get as much information as possible from the uncouth lout before we descend.
Certainly. Good master, one last thing before we head out. Is there anything that we should call this friend of the master's as to limit the amount of rudeness we will be greeted with? Does he have a title he prefers, a name?
I simply refer to him as Master Drudland.
Thank you, good sir.
You are most welcome. Very well, everyone. You have performed admirably enough to welcome our guests. You are dismissed for now. And the spirits disappear once again. And he retreats back into the shadows.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let's name it.
That all of our
Darius?
encounters in this house were as hospitable.
Hmm. Everything
I
feels
feel-
so tired.
The feeling he would not have been so kind if we had not already seen the master.
Is the door to the north locked, or was it unlocked for us?
So it was locked, but as he retreats into the shadows, you hear the click as it is unlocked for you.
Very nice.
Hey! Is that you, Adrio? Fuck off, you bastard!
Drausken, I
I'm
think-
afraid
I think this is
not.
yours.
You'll have to put up with some different company.
Oh no, it's
Well, you little... What are you then?
Drausken will just take a step back and look towards Loraphyra.
Guests of the master of the house, and you are?
I think it's time for the guests of the masters to get out of here. Anything the master wants ain't what I want.
Oh, what do
So
you
why
want?
don't you just fuck off, eh?
What do you want?
I want my body back, and I want my blood to pump, and I want... Well, you get the idea. I want to have my life back. That's what I want.
How was it taken from you?
Well, that bastard up there, what took it from me.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I opening up to you like this?
I suspect you have long awaited someone to hear you.
Well, why the hell should I speak to any of the likes of you, eh? For all I know, you're in cahoots with him.
We could leave and then nothing would change and then you would remain here, answerless.
Alone,
Forever.
without ever having your story heard.
See, all right, fine. Oh.
Why do you hate them so much? I'm sure you'd love to share that.
Well, there I was. Minded me own business, I was.
Drausken pulls out a pipe.
I was going back to the tavern after a job. Turned in my bill and my evidence of a job well done. Innkeeper paid me what my due was. And before I took on the next job, I enjoyed a drink. And then there's a draft that comes in from the window, see? And the next thing I know, I'm exploring some cave out there in the who knows what. And I'm going through some ruins. And I'm doing my best. And I'm in control of nothing. I'm in control of nothing. Everything I remember from that time, it was just a flash. Little tidbits here and there. And then I thought I see this monster, right? And I drew my weapon, and suddenly I don't know how to swing it very well. Suddenly, all the training I'd ever had, all the magics I had learned, whoop, gone. And I die in the most incompetent manner ever. And why did this happen? Well, because Lord Asshole decided he'd give me flesh a little joyride, and not in a sexual way. And now I'm here, a ghost, talking to you.
With your
Fucking
body,
hell.
with your body left behind in the ruins. What
Oh
is it?
yeah, probably ate up by whatever monster was in there.
Yi-Ling, do these ruins sound at all familiar?
That's what I was wondering.
As was I.
The way he describes it's only remembering flashes.
What sort of monster? Do you have any recollection at all?
It was really dark, right? Like the cave was dark, the night was dark. There was just darkness, and then the darkness, like, it's gonna sound really stupid, but the darkness took on a sort of form, and then several of them came out of the walls, and they just slashed me apart. It was like smoke came to life and
So
turned into knives.
let me get this straight. You attacked the darkness.
That's right, I attacked the darkness, and I would have done it with magic missile,
As
But-
you do.
but that lad upstairs didn't know how to cast it.
Oh, tragic.
Now imagine a man of me skill and experience, all of a sudden, the worst adventurer I'd ever seen.
Taken out for a joyride by an amateur.
Oh, an amateur, that would be putting it nice. Got me killed, he did. Boy, if it had been me, I'd have shown those nasty shades a thing or two. Race, I think there was.
Nasty beasties.
Maybe he's a shadow demon. It's hard to say.
If it turns out to be the CR quarter shadows that almost killed our faces off in Blood and Thunder, I'm going to be so amused.
Just
exactly
the
what I was
exact
thinking.
same ones.
Look, we were like 10th level characters, but the surprise is not to be sniffed at.
They sap your strength, man. You're like, oh shit.
Well, I think even that bastard could have beat those kinds of shadows. No, these were different kinds. They were unlike any kind of wraith I'd ever seen.
Have you seen many?
I've seen one or two in my time. It's a spooky land, Mordent.
Mm-hmm.
There's undead here and there. Usually, you new facing the undead, you're just starting out as an adventurer.
Usually.
So I'd fought some in me time. I had me a magic sword. Solves most problems with that sort of thing. Long gone now.
By your account, you sound sort of some renown and admirable power. Were you alone?
Roll persuasion really quick.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say. If only I had been alone. Then maybe I would have got somewhere instead of had this lout.
Did you have anyone else there with you physically?
Oh, right. Yeah, there was this fella, another really famous adventurer, almost on me level. I think he owns a herb shop in Mordentshire.
That's Victor.
Oh, that's him. That's the bloke.
Sorry, what did you say your name was?
Drewland.
Drewlin?
Yeah, my name's Drewland. You've probably heard of me.
Has Yi-Ling
You
heard
have
of him? Didn't think so. But he did not get possessed or lose his abilities?
Oh, no. It was just me what got possessed. That other fella, I guess he was too nice. Or maybe he wasn't strong enough. Yeah, I had impressive muscles in my life, I did.
So why are you being kept here? I mean,
Yes, why were you dragged back here?
Well, after I came to, I realized what had happened to me. So I said, I might hunt that bastard. So I floated my way over here, found the house, and I just slid right through the walls. Then I told the Lord what I thought of him. And it turned out I was just part of a chorus. There's some other folks there. There was an old man, looked a little bit like him actually. And there was a woman and a young girl. He seemed particularly afraid of them. Every time they saw him, oh, the things that they would say. Horrible. I loved it. I loved every second. I joined in. He got me killed. I'll let him know I didn't appreciate that much. And that I thought he didn't swing my sword very well. And it was his fault while I got destroyed. So, all of us together, we would sing the song of why Godfrey is bed.
Told by the steward of the house that Lord Godfrey confided some of his secrets to you. Would you do us the courtesy of disrespecting his secrecy?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
What an excellent way of putting it.
Oh.
the opposite of your secrecy with my indifference.
Hey, I like you. You ain't dead, are you?
No comment.
Yeah, just as well.
Not the spirit.
Well, anyway, they was talking about something, the apparatus, something, the ruins, talisman, I'm sorry, a lot of it is lost because I was not myself at the time, and my memories are not great. But I know that we were there searching for some kind of magical item.
This cave that you were in, how distant is it?
Yeah, well, I'd say it was only a day or two away from Mordent Shire. And I'd never seen these kinds of ruins before. I'd done some adventuring. They was real hidden, really remote like. That Van Richten fella, I think he was doing the leading. I think he was the one knew of the location in the first place. There was a priest. There was a priest there as well, as I recall. One of them Ezrites. Yeah, it was the Church of Ezra. Something about talking to the mist. I thought, I don't know what he was on about. You talking to a mist?
Chaplain, he met upstairs.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's already gone.
That's what they call it, woman.
Well, anyway, whatever they was looking for, we didn't find it. As soon as I did, that other fella probably skedaddled.
Does seem to be his MO.
So,
I didn't.
anyway, all that being said, try not to get possessed.
Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you seem like a nice lot. Why are you all here, anywho?
Free all the souls.
Why?
Because it's what we do.
All right.
Group of bold adventurers going from domain to domain, freeing souls and slaying those that need their asses kicked.
Oh, I knew you was adventuring types. What, on account of all the gear you're lugging around?
Yep, that's exactly what we are.
You ever killed a giant?
What kind?
Wow, nice. I like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. What's the biggest piece of treasure you ever came across? You ever get your hands on your mitts?
I remember there was this one time we had just finished looting a royal treasure trove.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
I love looting.
a big fat crown out of it. Wore that thing around for days. Didn't do me any damn good, but I loved wearing it.
No, I get it. Oh, that's what I would do. I once killed a fella, and I just always check it for a week.
That's what you do.
It's what you do. Exactly. I even had better gear, but it didn't match. So,
I get that. I get that.
Oh, the
right.
the video
Everyone
game
says I
logic.
was crazy, but I was like, no, all the pieces are black, and this one's, red. No, can't do it. Can't do it.
Pity
Tell you what, though.
Pity you couldn't dye it.
I've got a very fine item that I've been using lately, and he'll kind of pull the sword up off of his hip. Sounds like this is the kind of thing that you would have appreciated. Sword that does well against the dead.
He lets out a whistle, which I can't do, unfortunately. And he goes, yeah, and then he goes, that's impressive. Beautiful. You're lucky to be alive. You ever been possessed?
Fortunately, no.
Don't recommend it. Next thing you know, some idiot's driving.
That would be very frustrating. Well, I think we've eaten up enough of your time for now, but thank you for the good conversation and the fine stories of adventure.
No.
Before we head on out, is there anything more you can tell us? Anything that we ought to know about this place and or the Lord?
I'll tell you one thing. Our room that he's in, I can't get in there. I don't know why. I can't get in. His wife, his daughter, turns out they can't get in there either. He set up some sort of ritual circle of some kind. I can't get in. But if I ever can, I'm gonna haunt him for a long, long time. Several hours a day, in fact. I ain't got nothing else to do. And I'm still pretty cross with him. Stealing me body. I would very much like to haunt him some more, if that's possible.
Sounds like you probably set him up some kind of sanctuary. Coward can't deal with the consequences of his many actions.
Deplorable.
Pathetic.
Cringe-inducing.
Poor waste.
Do you happen to know where his wife and daughter usually spend their time? The West Wing?
Is it the West Wing?
Oh, well, it's west of here, but it's not the West Wing, per se. Just follow the piano music. You hear it, right?
Do we?
We did outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are two people that we very much need to speak with.
You want I should introduce you, or you want to do it yourself?
Oh, no, that would be delightful.
All right.
Lead the way.
As Loraphyra starts to walk by, Drausken's going to kind of match pace.
I think we found out why the Lord likes to keep to his room.
I think so, too. And there are many, many, many ways we can use that.
The weapons in this manner take unexpected forms.
Oi, Goyles, Eustace, we got guests. The names is, actually, I didn't get that. Well, come on in, you lot.
Apologies for not introducing myself. Commander Drausken.
Loraphyra.
Yi-Ling Inga's daughter.
Lynn.
Estelle, show me. Open the path. He cannot escape my wrath for long.
Is that the older woman spirit?
Yes, right here.
And I assume that Eustace is the person across the table from us?
That is correct.
Eustace Scrubs, and he almost deserved it.
The rather scary woman then turns to her daughter, who has stopped playing, and she goes, "Please continue, dear. Pay no mind." She turns and continues to play again. As you look upon the spirits, you can see that both of them have black runny makeup from their eyes, staining what used to be on their skin. Their necks are broken,
Oh, Jesus.
and they struggle to sort of turn from side to side. The girl sitting at the piano occasionally shifts her shoulder to kind of push her head to the other side.
We do seek to bring justice upon the Lord and bring an end to your suffering, milady.
I don't want his suffering to end. It must go on and on. It is going to be eternal, like my torment. Every day I lived and served that man.
What man?
She means my son, Wilfred.
You must be the elder Godefroy.
That is my shame to bear.
You had few kind things to say about you. What was your disagreement?
A boy thought that all of this just came out of the air, perhaps. That the gods made it for him. He did nothing to make anything of himself. He was a failure at school. He was a failure at home. I had never seen a worse player at polo in my life. The boy could scarcely play cards. He had no will to endure anything. He rarely finished a project. He quit every instrument, every art form that his mother and I sacrificed to provide to him. A disappointment at every turn. Despite all of that, we did our duty as loving parents to ensure that he had everything he needed to be comfortable. And how did he repay it? Stabbing his own father.
Such despicable actions sound in kind with what we've come to expect from him, if all of the stories of similar spirits are to be believed.
I do not know where he got such dishonorable, pathetic behavior. But he is a weak boy, weak of body and mind.
I'm going to glance over at the girl playing the piano. I want to see how she's reacting to words that I think are very similar to what her father said to her.
She is like dead focused on what she's doing. She kind of hits the keys hard. Her goal, give me an insight check. I'm giving away information for free.
Oh no! Don't let the players
Don't
find
do
out.
that.
Does anyone mind if I use a coin? Just because I feel like I could do better.
You could do a little better than a 3.
Yeah.
I feel like I must be able to. 17, that's better.
Hey, that's how old she is. So
Aw.
dancing queen.
Young and sweet on the 17.
Before she got strangled.
Murder in her teens.
So yeah, she is. This is her method of escaping. It pleases her mom and her grandfather to play the piano, and for as long as she plays, she doesn't have to talk. She doesn't even have to listen if she plays loud enough.
But she does. She can't help but hear.
She can't help it. And indeed, you can tell that while Eustace is certainly maybe not guilty of murder, you can tell that some negative things were passed on.
Something about apples and trees.
Something about apples and trees, yeah. Something.
Shockingly, the Dreadlord could have also used a father.
For reference, just look at Tanya's face as I was saying all of that. And that'll basically explain it all.
Shot
Your
through the heart,
raised
and you're to blame.
We're getting all the hits tonight.
Look,
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
I love my dad. My mom, however. My stepdad, however.
I see.
Anyway,
Anywho.
I may have some experience with abusive parents.
Look, a GM's job, whether they like it or not, is to be an impromptu therapist for their friends as we roll dice and yell at plastic pieces together.
Except for you create the need for the therapy in the first place, you know.
My appointment was today. It's fine. I'm all right.
She got her mental temp HP.
Exactly.
And how much have these psychic attacks worn those down?
Yeah, it's fine.
I noticed that's
We're
not
gonna-
an answer.
We're gonna free them all, whether they like it or not.
Listen, that door had it coming.
It had it coming. It had it coming.
I'm going to approach the wife, and I am going to say, you have endured such suffering under his yoke, and you are right to repay it in kind. How are we to take away everything he cares for? How are we to realize his fears? We can cut deeper.
His dishonor, his failings. He is immune to them. He is truly without shame or conscience. He is an unliving monster. And in life, a living monster. But he had my father fooled. And he had enough wealth to offer. I did my duty. And here I remain. Here my daughter remains. His body cannot be destroyed, at least not that I've seen. And he feels nothing.
He does not seem fond of being faced with its detractors, however. He hides himself away in a sanctuary so that your voices cannot reach him.
I believe that when I shout the loudest, he can still hear me. I hear him wailing in his place. Every cry that I manage to hear is music.
What does he cry about? What does he wail about?
Only for me to stop. But I will never. Not for long.
There lies the mystery of how to breach his ward. If we could learn the nature of what keeps you out, we might provide you the means to face him. We might provide you the knife, that you might wound him as many times as you wish.
Give me that knife. I will take it to where it belongs. And I will twist. But I would never bleed him out. Not until I am satisfied. And my thirst for his blood runs deep.
And first we must know how to breach his ward.
I do not know how. I am not versed in the occult. None of us are. But if you know a way,
Having been in the room and with the knowledge she was gifted, would Yi-Ling have any idea how to break that protection?
oh yes, you have the forbidden knowledge, right? Okay.
Felix's forbidden knowledge.
Roll Arcana. Okay.
14.
Candles in rituals are typically supposed to be placed just so in order to create wards and barriers to spirits, malevolent and otherwise, disrupting his arrangement may do just what you want, to allow his wife and daughter and the adventurer who he possessed and his spirit of his father to yell at him and torment him and haunt him endlessly with no reprieve.
At least until he resets the candles.
Correct.
For the
Main
world.
Sets. Yeah.
And again, the spiritual ability to manipulate objects seems to follow very specific, interesting rules. This girl is able to play the piano. This woman can sit at the table, so can Eustace. They even
The boy
rest
could not
their...
touch the chandelier.
The boy couldn't touch the chandelier, but he wasn't sinking through the floor either. A lot of it has to do with their own perception of themselves. You get the sense that Godefroy's ability to manipulate his physical environment is probably more robust than many of the other spirits. Basically, have any of you seen Ghost? That basically explains it.
I only know the one scene.
Are we making pottery?
I think we all know that one scene.
No, we're all trying to move a can.
It does check out. If the other spirits here see this house as their prison, then they acknowledge its walls. But if Godefroy sees this entire manor as an extension of himself, then nothing is beyond his reach.
Seeing an entire installation as an extension of yourself sounds like a
palace?
A palace.
Yeah,
Why
like this- the
facepalm? You
Persona
must have
reference.
known that was coming, Dane.
It's almost
You
like we
must
played the
have
same
known.
games.
It's almost like 4 of the 5 of us play Persona games. Treasure!
A river by the dry land. Okay. So, finally, the wife brings up a hand like this in a fist, and the girl stops playing. It is time for our chorus, our song to your father. The girl nods, kind of on the side, and then does her best to lift her head up. Her neck shakes from the strain of it. As she stands, her neck drops down suddenly back. As she looks up, her mother does likewise. Eustace does likewise. Their mouths gape open. And from their ghostly frames emit horrifying screams. And that will be the end of tonight's session.
Boy, it's a good thing we have the effects of heroism on us. Otherwise, we might have to make a roll against fear for that.
You know, I keep forgetting I have stillness of mind, so it doesn't matter to me. But
Actually, yeah.
I mean, there's that. All right. Well, Stars and Stones, thank you all so much for being here this week as we continue the story of death in the realm of Mordent. So we will be returning next week for more adventures in death. Tomorrow we'll be continuing Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog, which will wrap up all of the streams that are happening this week here in the Fey Realm, because I'm then going to be hopping on the road to go pretend to be a vampire for a weekend. It's going to be real fun. So thank you all so much for being here, and until we meet again, I hope that your journey back through the mushroom circles is as calm and as peaceful as it is possible to be. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you all very soon. We're going to raid out to Jenna's online, tell her that I say hi. Have a lovely night, everyone. Good night.